Hello and welcome again to Chris's Caribbean Delights. And tonight, let's make some holiday pepper shrimp. Pepper shrimp, it's a delicacy in Jamaica and we do it in the Caribbean a lot. And for the holidays, you usually would want to do something a little special or a little extra. So let me introduce to you my version of the holiday pepper shrimp. And we'll go to the ingredients right now. So we obviously need some shrimp. And here I have some they're jumbo shrimp, some extra large shrimp. Some of them have the skin on because sometimes you make it with the skin and the head on, but I do not do the head on shrimp. So I'm doing without the head, but some with the shell and some without the shell. So all I have on here is some thyme, some fresh thyme, and a little bit of minced bell pepper, the red and the green, just for the holiday. And we'll have some more bell peppers here. We have some more thyme. We have the hot pepper. I have some wiri pepper. It's a small round chili pepper that's very hot. And I have some cayenne, some green cayennes that I'm going to also mince and put in there. So it's going to have a really good heat. If you're not good with the spices, with that spicy stuff, you can cut it down by half at least. I have some onion here and some garlic that I have minced. So we're going to get all this. We can get the onion sauteed and everything together and get it all together. The dry seasonings I have here, complete seasoning. I have some onion powder, some garlic powder here, and some fresh ground white pepper. I didn't have any black pepper, white pepper. It's the same component. So these are the dry ingredients. I have the onion powder here, the garlic powder, and the complete seasoning. This is what they look like. So now let's season our shrimp so that we can set it and let it marinate for a while. I'm just going to put it all in here. And we're going to just stir it around here. Make sure it's all coated with the spices. And if you think you need more, you can just add some more spices. So we're going to just let this sit for a few minutes whilst we get our pan and start sauteing our fresh veggies. So while our pan is heating up, let's measure here about 3 tablespoons of oil. I love this contraption. It measures for you 3 tablespoons. And we'll just pour this in. Looks like it needs another 3. My pan is pretty wide here. Okay, because we're going to add some butter to this also. So we want the onions to go in here and caramelize for a little bit. So once the oil heats up, we'll be back. Now that the oil is hot, we just get the onions in there and get them sauteed. You're going to want your onions to go ahead of everything else. and become translucent and start to caramelize and maybe just change color a little. Then you know it is releasing all its flavor into the oil, because this oil is going to become a sauce eventually for the shrimp. So you just season just with a half a teaspoon of salt, just to let that onion sweat and release its flavor. So we'll let this cook for a minute and we'll be back. Yes, and we do need 2 tablespoons of butter. Eventually we're going to put this in there and let it melt, and we'll use just about a quarter cup of white wine. You can use any cooking wine you want, and to give it a nice vibrant color, just 1 or 2 drops of a red food color, so that gets that vibrant and that fiery look. Now that our onions are getting translucent, we just add the garlic to that. Add the garlic, let the garlic start to infuse the oil. Let's put our bell pepper in there and the thyme. Half of the hot peppers. I just put a half of the amount that I had, so that it can start, spicing up this the oil and infusing everything. The onions are getting a little brown edges and stuff like that. I love that. And everything is coming together here. And this is a dish where your shrimp is going to be overcooked, because it has to absorb. This is not the 2-minute shrimp thing where it's nice and soft and I think this is a dish where your shrimp is going to be overcooked, and it's not going to be really tough and hard. You have some good, you're not going to leave it in there forever, but you will have, it will be more than 2 to 3 minutes for that, for cooking. Okay, so let's put our butter in here, and we'll let this butter melt into the pan here. Once the butter melts, we'll be back. The butter has melted. Let's get our shrimp in here. And we're going to make sure that the shrimp is coated with the oil and the butter. And it absorbs all this flavor that was going on in there. The garlic, the onions. So we're going to let this shrimp go for a minute. Flip them over on both sides. Then we're going to add some wine and some broth and get the sauce going. Medium heat, just control your heat, keep it to medium. Let the shrimp cook on both sides. Okay, we'll get a little bit of chicken broth, or if you have vegetable broth or fish broth, seafood broth, anything. I'm going to put the rest of my hot peppers in there. Just a little quarter cup of white wine to get this started. And you just need like a quarter cup or a half a cup of broth. So I've added the chicken broth. I'm going to let this come to a simmer before we do anything else. And we'll just add 1 drop, 2 drops of the red food coloring. And we'll see what we have, if we need more. Need to get it a little brighter. Add another 3 drops. Now we're looking good. Cool. So what we're going to do, we're going to just slap a cover on here, put it down to low, slap a cover on, and just leave it for maybe 4 or 5 minutes so that the shrimp can absorb the color and everything and all the flavors. And I'll be back. Cheers. The holiday pepper shrimp. My version of the holiday pepper shrimp. Let's take a taste. It's not crazy hot. The flavor is fantastic. The heat is building up slowly, and it's nice and soft. Awesome.